to Halton News right here on your TV. It's Wednesday, May 13th, and I'm Jessica Kading. It's officially the end of an era for a local restaurant. After 3 decades in business, Emma's Back Porch in Burlington has closed their doors for good. Melissa Candelaria is standing by for more details. Melissa?
Well, thanks, Jessica. As you can see behind me, there's some residents here, a few of many that I've seen today walk by Emma's Back Porch and the Water Street Cooker, looking at the final posting, possibly in disbelief. Who knows as to their decision to close their doors permanently. They made this announcement on their social media pages yesterday, and there was no specific reasons as to why they were closing, other than to say, quote, circumstances have changed and we cannot move forward. Now, Jessica, I'm sure you know, and as well as everybody really knows, that this was a huge hot spot for the summer for residents, not only in the city of Burlington, right across Halton, heck, even the GTA. On their social media, since sharing that on their Facebook page, in fact, there have been so much responses, about 3,000 or so comments on the sad news, and also nearly 8,000 shares. Now, one of the biggest fans here of Emma's Back Porch is the City of Burlington's Mayor, Marianne Mead Ward herself, who tweeted her really disappointment of hearing the news. She says, quote, "This is heartbreaking news for our community that Emma's Back Porch is closing after 30 years. Burlington has lost an icon. So many memories of so many of our residents made here. Emma's is one of the reasons my husband and I moved to Toronto, from Toronto to Burlington." I don't think we could say any more than that. I'm sure many people feel the same way. Now, I did try to reach out to Emma's Back Porch to see if they wanted to talk further about the legacy that they're going to leave behind. I haven't heard from them yet, but when I do, I'll certainly share that with you. With that, I'll throw it back to you, Jessica.
Thanks for that, Melissa. Burlington's Mayor Marianne Mead Ward has also commented about Emma's Back Porch that the building is a designated heritage building, something I worked hard on as a resident. So the building is protected from demolition. In addition, the property can't be developed due to provincial regulations governing shoreline protection and setbacks along Lake Ontario. Only renovations to existing buildings are allowed. Emma's will be sorely missed. Meanwhile, in Halton Hills, police are asking for the public's assistance in their arson investigation. It was about 10 o'clock on Monday night of this week when someone intentionally set fires to 3 parked vehicles in front of GT Auto. Police have obtained surveillance video showing a suspect pouring what is believed to be gas onto the vehicles before setting them on fire. It then appears that one of the suspect's feet caught on fire as well before he ran away wearing a black hoodie and black sweatpants. Police are asking anyone with dash cam footage from the area of Guelph Street and Louisa Street Monday night to please call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. The vehicle of interest to police in this case is a gold or silver 4-door sedan, possibly a Honda Prelude or Accord. 6 more Halton residents have tested positive for COVID-19 since yesterday, and there have been 3 additional recoveries. The total number of cases the Halton region has seen is now 591. Of those cases, 23 residents have passed away, while 454 have already fully recovered. Taking a look by municipality now, when combining both confirmed and probable cases, the City of Burlington reports 115 cases since the onset, which is the lowest in the region. Oakville has seen the highest number of people with COVID-19 in the region at 202, followed by the town of Milton at 144, and Halton Hills reports 130. Of the 12 institutional outbreaks our region has seen, including the one at Joseph Brant Hospital, as well as long-term and retirement residents across our region, all outbreaks have now been resolved except for one remaining at Waterford LTC in Oakville, where there are currently 2 confirmed cases in residents of that home. The federal government has recognized that seniors have not had it easy during COVID-19, and they made an announcement yesterday that they hope will help. I spoke with Oakville North Burlington MP Pam Damoff earlier today for the latest update.
As you probably heard already, yesterday the Prime Minister announced supports for seniors. We know that seniors have got additional expenses since COVID-19 started. So whether it's increased dispensing fees, having to get food delivered to their homes, so we're going to be providing a one-time payment of $300 through the old age security, as well as if people qualify for the guaranteed income supplement, the GIS, they'll be getting a one-time payment of $200. That's tax-free, and that's to cover those additional expenses, much like the one-time payment we made to families with the Canada Child Benefit. This is to cover those expenses, and should the pandemic go longer than we anticipate, we'll certainly review that to see if more needs to be done.
And what about with students? The portal is expected to open up this week?
Yes, yeah, the students have been very patient waiting for the chance to apply for their benefits, and that opens on Friday, so they can apply, and it will be retroactive to May the 1st. So they can set up today. If they haven't already got an account with Canada Revenue Agency, they can set up their My Account now so that it's ready to go, and then they can apply on Friday. And if it flows anything like the CERB, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, those funds started flowing within a couple of days. So I do encourage students to get online and set that up now. For seniors, they don't have to do anything. They will automatically get the money. They don't have to apply for it.
And when should seniors expect that pay increase?
It should be coming quite quickly. We know that they're waiting for it. We know that they've been very patient waiting for an announcement on the funding that they're going to get. And this is in additional to funding that we're providing through New Horizons program here locally. United Way Halton Hamilton has received funding, and they've put that towards things like food delivery for seniors. And seniors shouldn't be afraid to reach out for that. If you're at home and you can't get to the grocery store, and rightfully so, that you're afraid of contracting COVID-19, don't hesitate to reach out to get some of these food deliveries to your door to look after you while we're going through the pandemic.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for connecting with us today, and we'll have you back next week.
Thanks a lot, Jessica.
The Oakville Chamber of Commerce held their weekly COVID Conversations webinar at noon today, hosted right here at your TV. In this week's discussion, Dr. Trevin Stratton, the Chief Economist and Vice President of Policy from the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, discussed the pandemic's impact on our economy. The session was hosted by the Chair of the Oakville Chamber, Tim Cadigan, who asked about liquidity concerns brought to light in a survey of almost 13,000 Canadian businesses.
When we asked businesses how much of a cash buffer they had going into COVID-19, going into the crisis, about 42% of them said that they couldn't operate longer than 60 days without a source of revenue. Over half of them, 50%, said that they couldn't operate longer than 90 days without a source of revenue. Obviously, we're around 8 weeks into the crisis right now, and so it really speaks to how crucial the coming weeks will be for a number of small businesses across the country, and that they're really hitting up against those liquidity constraints.
A need was identified during the crisis to increase communication with the business community, so the Chamber created the Canadian Business Resilience Network to help even small businesses prepare for economic disruptions in the future.
We created the Canada Business Resiliency Network. If you go to cbrn.ca, you can find it there, with a lot of information and toolkits for businesses, with information about reopening, with information about economic recovery, and that's actually an engagement tool where we're looking to hear from businesses about what they think needs to be involved in longer-term economic recovery going forward. And so we brought together the entire Canadian business community. Over 100 different industry associations are involved from various different sectors, national business associations that represent the largest companies, national business associations that represent small businesses, and also our 450 local, provincial, territorial chambers of commerce as well. And so, it's really the entire business community coming together and working together to persevere and to prosper going forward.
Traditional long weekend plans won't quite be the same. That being said, the Halton Learning Foundation is kicking off the Give 5 Challenge tomorrow in hopes it will help you connect with your family to do activities together, all for a good cause. I have Leslie Mansfield of the Halton Learning Foundation joining me now to tell you all about the challenge and how to get involved. Leslie?
Hi, Jessica. Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank Cogeco for being our sponsor for this long weekend all the way to the 1st of June challenge, where we're going to be doing 5, giving 5, and asking 5.
Can you explain that?
Sure. What we're asking people to do is, over a safe distance, do something with your family or on your own in a 5, whether it's walking 5 or biking 5, maybe taking 5 dandelions out of your front yard or out of the sidewalk somewhere, to do 5 of something, and then to give 5. And we have our text to give number open, which is texting the word Halton to 45678, or they can go on our website at haltonlearningfoundation.ca. And then finally, asking 5. So putting up your high 5 on social media, whether it's Twitter or Facebook, and just saying, I did it, and then tagging 5 other people to accept the challenge to do 5, give 5, and ask 5.
And what is the money being raised for?
The money is being raised to help the students in the Halton District School Board who are experiencing financial difficulties right now, especially during the COVID pandemic. And we have had a 400% increase since this time last year in terms of need. So our job is to make sure that the students who need the help receive it the next day or even the same day with the help of all the principals in the Halton District School Board.
Speaking of students, a convoy of school buses drove throughout Oakville and Burlington today, all in an effort to show their appreciation. Melissa Candelaria has that story.
And that is the sound of tribute for all frontline workers across Burlington and Oakville. First Student Burlington organized a tribute convoy Wednesday morning. Safety manager Kevin Bergman says setting up a convoy like this took time to prepare.
The staff and all of us have been working hard for the past couple weeks on this, getting everybody together. The drivers are very anxious, and some of them decorated their buses like amazingly. So it shows a lot of appreciation from our drivers also. We have approximately 46 people. We also have staff members that are going out in the buses themselves with their children and showing support. So that the area, we have, I believe, over 20 going to Oakville, 20 vehicles going to Burlington.
Destinations on the convoy list include local hospitals, fire stations, police detachments, and retirement facilities. Bergman says this was about showing their support and gratitude while having fun at the same time.
It's a community thing. It builds strength, okay? If everybody sticks to themselves, it doesn't show support to others, and it doesn't build the strength amongst people. We're all a team. We're all in this together. We're here to work things out, get through this, and start our lives again.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
I'm now joined by Mike Mikuluk, Vice President Community Impact for United Way of Halton and Hamilton. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about your COVID-19 emergency fund and the big news that you just released?
Yeah, so as many people in the community, we've been mobilizing the community in order to donate money towards our COVID emergency fund. And so over the last 8 weeks, we have been fortunate to raise over $500,000 in funds specifically targeted for COVID. This includes some announcements from the federal government through the seniors funding. So we received over $200,000 from the seniors, and we will be announcing next week some funds flowing in from the federal government as well. So we will have a share of a $350 million announcement that was made a couple of weeks ago by the federal government.
And how do you make the decisions as to who gets the COVID-19 emergency fund money?
That's a very good question. So we are working really collaboratively with other community partners. As you can imagine, a lot of our local charities are really scrambling to respond to this crisis, and everybody's had to mobilize really quickly. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for our agencies to be able to apply for the funding. So we're working with local partners in government and other foundations in order to sort of collectively look at the application. So we have a number of roundtables and task forces so that we can really sort of identify what that immediate need is, and so that we can make sure that the agencies that are applying to us are able to access the resources that they need, especially with a lot of these announcements coming in from the federal and the provincial level. It can be a bit confusing for agencies to understand what they qualify for. And so we're really trying to simplify that process and be as coordinated as possible.
And are you looking for community donations as well?
Absolutely. So I think right now we some of that $500,000 plus that we've raised have been as a result of everything from individuals to companies themselves. So we've had some pretty big corporations step up and provide donations directly to the emergency fund, to multi-year commitments. And a lot of people are going onto www.uwhh.ca and making direct donations to our emergency fund. And that's really going a long way to help the community respond to this crisis.
Okay, thank you. We will definitely put that website up on the screen for anyone who wants more information. Thank you so much for joining us today. And the Oakville Rotary Club is up next, announcing the first of 4 recipients of the Oakville Rotary Relief Fund, a fund that was also set up to specifically provide support during COVID-19. That story and more still ahead. I have Bent Fink-Jensen joining us now, Area Governor of Rotary District 7080, with big news. The Oakville Rotary Relief Fund has announced their first recipients. Bent, can you tell me about the Relief Fund and how the recipients were chosen?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, we saw there was a need in the community, and we decided as a group, there's 4 clubs in Oakville, we wanted to get together and try and see what we could do. So what we decided to do was set up a fund, and each of the clubs would kick in a certain amount of money, and the rest would be from the public. So the way we set it up is we promised we would give a 3-to-1 return. So if somebody gave $100, we would donate $300 from our funds as well, for a total of $400. And we would do that up until we reached the top of our bucket, so to speak, which would be $10,000 from the public. So total, we would have $40,000 in the pot, and we're almost there. So that's good. And money is still coming in from the public. And so we've given some to 2 food banks. One is Fair Share, and the other one is Kerr Street Ministries. We gave funds to the Oakville Hospital Foundation so they could buy a mannequin, an intubation mannequin, because they have to train their staff in how to best intubate patients when they come in and they have difficulty breathing. And that's a particularly dangerous exercise these days because it exposes everybody to the virus. So they wanted to have this mannequin, which is about $4,000, to train people on how to do it. So that was 3 of them, and the last one was the Halton Learning Foundation, where we gave them enough money that they could support 11 students with access to the internet, so they could continue to learn in school.
Hopefully you were able to enjoy today's sunny skies, as tomorrow will come with the threat of thunderstorms. Only reaching a high of 11 tomorrow, but warming up for the rest of our 5-day outlook. Prepare for rain Friday, and cloudy skies will dominate our Victoria Day long weekend. On our holiday Monday, we are looking at a high of 20 degrees, but that still comes with the risk of showers. The Milton Chamber of Commerce invites you to join them tonight for their virtual Community Awards. The annual Community Awards Gala had to be postponed until September due to COVID-19, but they still wanted to find a way to share the good news. Tonight on YouTube, they will announce their Entrepreneur of the Year at 6 p.m. and their Business Person of the Year at 7. Tomorrow night, they will announce their Small, Medium, and Large Businesses of the Year. Taking a look now at how our markets closed out today. We are needing to take another short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on Halton News. The Burlington Food Bank continues to encourage you to call or email them if you need any assistance, and they want you to know that you don't have to take all they have to offer if you're not interested. Some people just request the fresh stuff, and that's perfectly okay.
Just wanted to thank the community for all the food drives that you've been doing for us. It's really helped us stay ahead of things, and we've been able to provide food to all the people here in Burlington that are looking for the assistance that we provide. We also really wanted to thank one of our great partners in Open Doors at St. Christopher's. They've been just a great support for us through all of this time of COVID-19, especially Christina Mulder over there. And now they're even starting to prepare some meals for Wellington Square and their meal program. And finally, we wanted to let people know if you've already got lots of canned goods, but you still need the other things that we often supply, like milk and eggs and bread and the produce, make sure that you're contacting us for that as well. You don't have to take everything that we offer. We'll definitely sort of suit it to what you need and make sure that you're getting the food that you can use and making sure that you're staying healthy and nutritious, because we have a lot of nutritious food and we want to make sure you get that.
The Eden Mills Writers Festival is presenting their In Your Own Backyard series online. Starting June 11th at 8 p.m., you can join host Karma Brown, journalist and best-selling author of Recipe for a Perfect Wife, as she leads the discussion with the authors of 3 books. Rachel Matlow of Dead Mom Walking, Michelle Paris of Alone, A Love Story, and Allison Waring of Moments in Glad Grace. The event will include closed captioning. To register, please visit EdenMillsWritersFestival.ca and click on the 2020 online series. All the featured books are available at the festival's book-selling partner, The Bookshelf in Guelph. You can order yours via bookshelf.ca. For those of you watching in Burlington and Oakville, a new episode of Sports Week with Steve Foxcroft premieres tonight at 7 o'clock, followed by Oakville Matters with Mayor Rob Burton. Also, Kirk Robinson is back with another live episode of Auto Experts starting at 8 p.m. For those of you in Milton and Halton Hills, you can watch Real Estate Simplified with Seth Ferguson at 7. Carm Bozzo presents Halton Women's Place at 7:30, followed by Auto Experts. I'd like to take this time to thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to see more, you can visit us on our website at yourtv.tv. We're also on YouTube, and you can find us on social media at YourTV Halton on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading, and I thank you for watching.